A roller coaster is being designed that will accommodate 60 riders. The maximum weight the coaster can hold safely is 12,000 pounds. According to the National Health Statistics reports, the weight of adult U.S. men have a mean of 194 pounds and a standard deviation of 68 pounds, and the weights of adult U.S. women have a mean of 164 pounds and a standard deviation of 77 pounds. A. If 60 people are riding the coaster and their total weight is 12,000 pounds, what is the average weight? To figure out the average weight, we're just going to simply take the 12,000 and divide it by the 60 people. That will give us 200 pounds. So that's saying that the average person is 200 pounds. Part B, it says, if a random sample of 60 adult men ride the coaster, what is the probability that the maximum safe weight will be exceeded? In this case, we're considering adult men because that would be the worst case scenario since men weigh more than women on average. In our probability statement, we're going to say the probability that the mean X bar is then greater than 200. That's a probability we have to find out. Since we're selecting 60 adult men, we're going to use the central limit theorem. And the central limit theorem says that we're going to take the mean. The mean of the sample means is going to be the same as the population mean. So in this case, it's going to be 194 pounds, which is the mean of the men. Now the standard deviation of the sample means is going to change, and that's going to be the standard deviation of the men divided by the square root of n, which is our sample size. In this case, the standard deviation of the men is going to be 68 pounds. So we take 68 divided by the square root of n. N is our 60 adult men. Let's work that out in the calculator. 60 divided by square root, sorry about that, 60 divided by square root of, let's try again. Let's take 68 divided by square root of 60, there we go, and hit enter. And we get our answer as 8 point, and I'm not going to round it yet because we're not done with our answer, 8.7787622251. So we're going to use this mean, 194, and this standard deviation when we're doing our probability calculation. On our curve, remember our mean is going to be 194, and then we're going to set the standard deviations here based on our new standard deviation. Let's go ahead and try and use StatCrunch to complete this. So we're going to go to Stat, and then go to Calculators, and then remember we're using the normal one still. And on this, we're going to change the mean and standard deviation and adjust our problem. Our mean for this problem is going to be 194. Our standard deviation is going to be 8.7787622251. We're going to change our problem so it's now greater than or equal to, and remember this x is now really x bar. We can't change that symbol in StatCrunch. And then it's going to be greater than or equal to 200. And we go ahead and hit compute, and it calculates that out for us. While we're here, I want to note that in order to fill in our diagram, our curve, the mean is 194. Notice 194 is not on the curve here. I'm going to go ahead and select the 68, 95, 99.7 tick marks, and there it goes. It goes ahead and does those calculations for us. So let's go ahead and fill in our answers and write our sentence. So first of all, let me go ahead and write these other ones down, 202.8 and 211.6. I only go out to 2 standard deviations instead of 3. The next one is 185.2 and then 176.4. And it's greater than 200, so I'm going to go ahead and label that as the mean. The mean is 200, and it's greater than or equal to. And our area that we need to label is going to be 0.2472. I'm going to round it to 4 decimal places. So let's go ahead and fill it in on the chart here. So 0.2472 if I round it to 4 decimal places. So our sentence. So it will say if 60 men are randomly selected, so make sure you're writing it 60 men instead of just 1 man is randomly selected, the probability there, and it's not just in an individual weight, it's their mean weight. So the average weight of those 60 men, mean weight will exceed 200 pounds is approximately 0.2472 or 24.72%. So in other words, we can say there's a 24.72% chance the mean weight will exceed of 60 men will exceed 200 pounds. And that's the maximum safe weight for the roller coaster. So it's probably not a good idea. They need to increase the weight limit. They need to build it a little stronger, because having a 24.72% possibility that the mean weight is greater than 200 pounds is an unsafe situation.